Hey, what up, peoples? How you doing? It's Carpo. July 7th or so, maybe 8th. Hell, I don't know. 2015, and I decided I would make a quick video just to kind of say, hey, see what's up. And I haven't really made any face-to-camera videos in a little while, so I just thought I would address that, address people, say hi to my subs. I found this to be kind of a forced video, to be honest. I don't really feel like making videos lately. I made one at the beach the other day. It was kind of interesting. A few I made last week were just about the Dead shows. But it was more than just the Dead shows. It was like my buddy ended up getting the shows for the beach, or the webcast, so we went to the beach. We were already going on vacation, so we went down there, spent our vacation watching the final Dead shows, in Chicago, and the whole event of driving to California and then coming back and then driving to the beach and back. I drove about 1,800 miles this week and really got a feel for the old school emotional awesomeness of traveling, road tripping, hanging with friends and family. And I kind of lost that for a while. And it's easy to lose that. It's easy to lose the music and to lose the love and to think, oh well, I'm just onto something different now. Or I've moved forward, or my life is, I'm just not into this or that. For me, I'm into music, and I'm very fortunate to have an awesome wife who also loves the Grateful Dead, as well as other bands, not just them, but she likes pretty much all the same music that I do. Grateful Dead, Fish, we go to Medeski, Martin and Wood shows, Modest Mouse, completely different types of music. Heavy metal, of course. Don't really go to metal shows, but I'm lucky to have a wife to share that with. And when I was down there in Cali, we took my buddy Scott, that I haven't seen in years, and we grew apart. He became very right-winger type, kind of guy, kind of a jerk, in my opinion. And we didn't talk a lot, and now he's a totally different person. And, people change. And it's awesome how friends just come and go and intermingle and cross paths at certain times, and sometimes you grow together, sometimes you grow apart, but I was able to spend some time with him, and as well as my son Raceland, who's 20, almost 21, who took his girlfriend down there to the California shows as well. The time spent with family, the emotion of hanging out, and it was more than just a concert. It's the whole scene, and so when we went to the beach, it was very similar and a very bonding experience. It's like being reborn, and it's not about. For me, it's like music is a connection to the world, a connection to my world, to the people around me. It's the one thing I was thinking how like a stadium could be filled with sports fans, and half of them are against the other half. Rivals. When it comes to music, you've got people that are all there for the same reason, and so it's a totally different situation. Because I was trying to think, what's another time when people come together and have such emotional moments than at a concert, and where everybody's there for the same cause. And I said that to my wife. I was like, well, sports don't work, because they're rival teams, So, well, what does work? And she goes, religion. So that's true. Going to church would be just like a concert. So I guess music could be a religious type experience for many people. And it is for me in the sense that when I hear certain songs, it brings out emotions that I haven't had. It was funny because this last week has been the most emotional week of my entire life. And I was saying how different it was from, like, say, my kids being born. But that was just an extremely happy moment. This was a roller coaster ride of, awesome, just happy and sad moments shared with a bunch of other people. And not based on any particular person. See, it wasn't about like Jerry Garcia dying. That wasn't what it was all about. It was about the entirety of the music and the culture we grew up with. In the early 90s, I spent a few years of my life really involved with, that jam band music, and I never grew out of it. And here I am years later going back into it. It's like being reborn. I never lost touch, although this particular instance kind of brought me back into myself I guess I realized that while I thought that while I've been content in my daily life, what makes it worthwhile is having something like that to look forward to. Now, I would not want to do these things all the time. I would not want to travel around and go to festivals all the time. It would lose its luster. Nor do I want to get trapped in, a day-to-day work and life where you're just stuck in the same rut. But you often have to face these day-to-day, monotonous, boring events in order to make those times you do go out and do something stand out, if that makes sense. It's really a balance. For me, I take the good and the bad. I've learned it when I go on vacation, bad stuff happens, good stuff happens. None of it matters. It's all about just that momentary emotion. Where are you? How do you feel? What are you doing in your state, your current place? Like blowing bubbles out the window in heavy traffic and having a cop pull you over, but pull the wrong guy over, like that happened to us in Cali. Just funny shit. Just these little moments that you never forget. And if you want to have moments you won't forget, you have to have them doing something that you don't do all the time. We forget the routines because they're not necessary to remember. But you'll remember the last time you went down to the park or went and hung out with your friends. And that's what it's all about. And when I was younger, of course I learned and tried to attach to those ideas. I tried to live that state of mind all the time, where I was always happy or always, distracted or always high or always listening to music or always doing something. But nothing ever worked in excess. And I found balance in my life. So maybe all the little, a few crappy things have happened in my life, but overall it's a phenomenal existence and I love it. And it just keeps getting better every year. The more I learn to appreciate it. Because I'm learning to appreciate everything so much more. Every flower and every rock, just everything. And every concert, every beach trip. Showing up at the fireworks for the 4th of July at the beach. We went to Long Beach not realizing there were going to be fireworks like there were. It was just amazing. Extra bonus, right? Life is about those little treats. And treats are awesome. The excitement of life is awesome. Living. Just living. Being part of this existence. And we forget to experience it because we're so busy worrying about what to do next. Like when we talk about saving money, for what? Oh, I gotta save up for this, and I gotta save for this, I gotta save for this. I gotta work harder and harder to make more and more and more to do this and this and this, but never content. The time I'm happiest is when I'm with family, listening to music, out in the world. So I guess that for me it's different than others, and everyone has their own happiness. That's just one of many, though. Anyway, I'm gonna head out now. It's been too quiet around here. I have a feeling a kid's gonna come out screaming any moment. There's no quiet time in the life of Carpo. That's why I get up early in the morning so I can go down to the beach. Like when I'm at the beach anyway. Go down and just kind of look in silence. Stare at the tides. Get ready for the chaotic day ahead. So anyway, it's good talking to y'all, and hope everybody's doing fantastic out there in the world. I wish I could give some sort of advice or wisdom to people, but I can't. I just don't feel like I have the capacity or like even know how or the right to give advice to people, and because people sometimes ask me things like, how do you keep such a positive outlook? I'm like, I don't know. It's just making things work. I guess I get sick of hearing people complain about everything. Everyone's worried about what other people are doing. Everyone is far too concerned with what either their neighbor's doing, rubbernecking to see what happened in an accident, or looking at the news to see who died today, or what kind of gang shootings there are, or what to be scared of. And none of that shit matters to me. I've given up on caring about any of it, whether it be me observing it or listening to other people talk about it. I don't care what's going on with celebrities. I don't care what's going on in gossip. I don't give a shit about other people's lives, their personal lives anyway, unless they care to share it with me. And then I can have a nice discussion with them about life in general. But unless someone wants to share their life with me, I don't interest myself in other people's business. And it makes my life much more enjoyable. And I think people are far too critical of each other. We're far too critical of, other people's opinions and what others are doing. And then what happens if we have others attack us because we believe a certain thing or think a certain way, then we start defending ourselves and getting wrapped up in all that bullshit. And I just say fuck it all, step away from it all. I still love to tease and toy with people when they're being assholes, but in general, nothing bothers me. I'm not fazed by people's petty little debates or arguments, or, like the people who complain about, for the example, the Dead show I went to, the people online sitting there typing away about what was wrong with the sets, or what they should have played, or whether or not Trey should have played for them. Screw all you people. It doesn't matter what you think. I'm talking about a band that played for 50 years. They make their own decisions about what they're going to play. They're big boys. It was like the last night of the Dead shows, because they had Trey, the singer from Phish, playing with them, and a lot of people were complaining because they're like, oh, Phish is a totally different band, you shouldn't have them in there, yada yada. Screw you. These guys decided who they wanted to play with them. And he wore a shirt in the end, Bob Weir, that said, "Let Trey sing." It was pretty funny. He's like, basically, like, he just scoffs at all these people who sit online and type their complaints. And I'm using the Grateful Dead example as just one thing. Everybody says, oh, their last show sucked, they should have played this, they should have done this, they could have done this. It's irrelevant what you think. I was at this particular show and I enjoyed it very much myself, so that's my opinion. But this goes on to everything in the world. People are always complaining about what somebody should have done, or how somebody should live their life, or what things other people should do, instead of just mind your own business and enjoy it. Do what you gotta do. Do what you want to do. Live it your own way. Because if you're too wrapped up in the way other people are living, it means that you're uncontent with the way that you are living, and it's a projection on the world. It's just like those people that go around calling everyone a faggot, or you're gay, you're gay, you're gay. Well, okay, we know you're gay now. Just admit it to yourself. The projection people have onto others is just, So when people are unhappy, they project their unhappiness by complaining about things. And once you let that go and stop worrying about what other people complain about, then you can't complain back to them, and then none of it matters anymore. And you just become a soul just living in the moment. I used to think I had something to prove in life, that I was looking for something. I was trying to reach something. So what are my goals? I sat back in recent years and said, what are my goals? What do I want to do? And I decided that it doesn't matter. I do what I do. If I want to work towards something, I'll work towards it. But in society's eyes, I could give a damn less what people think about what I'm doing with my private life or my personal life, because I'm the only one who has to live with me in my head, mentally, so to speak. So when I make a mistake, I know it. We all do. So I'm working on mine and trying to find what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is going and hearing music being played and sharing that with people I love. Awesome life it is. Namaste. Cheers.